Like the way our guys played. To start the game, there's some things in the first half offensively that I felt like we needed to clean up that in some ways we got away with. But all three phases, punt returns, field position early, big part of the game. And then, in the second half, defensively, wanted to start fast. Gave up a third down conversion, give up the field goal, I think. And second half, for the most part, I thought our young guys went out there and competed in a really positive way in all three phases of the game. So a lot of positive there. Enjoy it tonight, and then get ready for conference play and get better here as we come back in the building on Monday. So open it up.
Questions? We'll start with Rob.
Coach, just in a game like that, how pleasing is it that your guys are ready to go from the jump? Does that say something about your leadership? The preparation?
Start fast. We did that. The young guys in the second half coming out and playing and competing in a positive way, really positive too. There's some things that will definitely show up on tape where we got to get better, but starting fast and defensively in particular early in the football game, I thought they executed, got off the field, really well early in that football game. That was a big part of, the field, the field position. Offensively, got some drives going, kicked a few more field goals than we want to too, though.
Wes up front.
How different of a player is Star Thomas from when he got here to now in terms of just what he's been able to do?
Yeah, I think even from the end of spring ball, and there was a lot of growth for Star January, February, beginning of spring ball. But from spring ball to the start of training camp, I'm not sure anybody changed more than he did. Just did an elite job with his body, understanding growth in the offense. And that was noticeable day one when we got out on the practice field and early part of training camp. Just done an elite job.
David?
Josh, can you mentioned you alluded to the punt returns. Boo had 94 yards in the first quarter. Can you just talk about the impact he can make, because he did that at the back half of last season?
Yeah.
And then also just kind of, obviously when preseason camp, he was kind of in a unique situation. What you've seen from him both on and off the field the last few weeks?
Yeah. Boo's certainly got an ability to impact the game. I think Boo would tell you this too. It starts with the guys up front. You know what I mean? The guy's got the ball in his hands like a running back, man. It starts up front. I thought we did a really good job holding them at the line of scrimmage and creating some opportunity for vertical seams. Boo did a really good job making some plays. Cuts one back, bounces it, and was electric with the ball in his hands. And special teams has got to be an area that we win on each Saturday, and the return game is a big part of that. Boo was certainly a massive part of it today.
To the back with Austin and Page.
Josh, no David again today. Was there a setback during the week, or just not? Like, what will it take for him to be cleared to go? And then secondly, when you have a game like this, it kind of gets away from you, but to still go to put Jake in there and let him run the offense and not just hand it off. Same thing with George. How big is that for their development?
Yeah, Dave anticipated him being ready. Ultimately, medical decided, for him, for us, probably wasn't the best move to play him today, and that's why they made the decision that they did. The second part of your question was the quarterbacks, right? Just being able to operate. Yeah. Well, we got him out early. Talking about our starters, and I think it's important your two quarterback gets an opportunity to function and operate. You don't know when he's going to be called upon, right? And he's one play away, so he's got to be able to operate and get some flow of what it would be played like. At the same time, I thought, when we were off schedule, whatever might have happened, and we tried to drain the clock with those guys too. And then George goes in. I thought our 2-0 line handled things really well, and George did a really good job. Decisive, made some plays and scrambled outside of the pocket, and I thought he handled himself, executed at a really high level.
It looked like Mike Matthews got all his targets today. What did you like about his productivity activity and then that touchdown as well.
Yeah. I don't know how many he got, early in the football game, the coverage, dictated the ball actually going in an opposite direction. Then we're able to get him going in the second quarter. And, Mike's, from January coming back, dramatically different person, player, maturity, focus, all of it. And that's not to slight him in any way previously either, just became a true vet and, played really well last week. Obviously made some big plays, going up over the top of everybody and, on the touchdown catch. Was a great individual play by him. And, we got some young wideouts. Man, we expect them to play at a championship level. They've played really well the last 2 weeks. And the positive thing is there's still a lot of football growth for all of them. And, the guys behind Mike, in that starting unit, I thought they went out and played really well too. So a lot of positives in that way.
Patrick. Josh, on the other half of that touchdown to Mike, the decision by Joey to roll out and kind of throw it up there, what did you think of that and just his performance in general?
Well, if it's a touchdown, it's a positive. So.
But just his performance, well, it seemed like he picked up very well.
Yeah, handled the game, the flow, decision making for the most part really well. Some things that he'll learn from just in being able to control the game and some checks, that he can be better in. Excuse me, but all in all, really strong performance from him again.
What did you like about the defense, even with the lack of depth today?
Man, I don't feel like we have a ton of lack of depth. We got some young guys that don't have an opportunity to be young. They got to be ready to go play, and we're going to need that, throughout the course of the season. I thought, the line of scrimmage, the starting blocks, going and making tackles, and then applying pressure to the quarterback on third down. You combine all of that. They affected the game in a really positive way up front, and I thought our secondary played well early. They got us, a little bit out of position on one play, but other than that, we're able to get off the field.
Yes, Coach. I just want to go back to the second half when Jake Merklinger took over for Joey Aguilar and immediately making an impact, 2 touchdowns in that second half. And George McIntyre, Mason Phillips also stepping in. What did you see the most out of those guys and their performance, and what does this mean for the quarterback room in the long run?
Strength of one room can never be one guy. Those guys fought hard and competed in a positive way throughout the course of training camp. Got an opportunity to go play. Did a good job. They were decisive. Accurate with the football. George and Jake, when they got in the football game, they had big scrambles, pocket movement that extended drives or created plays out on the perimeter. So all in all, really good performance by them. Mason's a young guy inside of our program. Got to us in the summer, and I thought he went out and handled himself really maturely too.
Last two, Adam and Dave.
Josh, you've got 2 impressive wins so far. Big game coming. We know that one game didn't make or break conference race, playoff chances, any of that sort of stuff. How do you want your guys to view the Georgia game?
Conference play starts on next Saturday. We're going to try to be the best football team on the field that Saturday. We need to be at our best. Certainly know, who they are as a program and what they are as a football team. And it will take us being at our best, and we're going to need our fans to be at their best too next Saturday.
Close with a Chattanooga question. Carson Gentle got to play probably earlier than he's ever gotten to play early in the second quarter. What have you seen out of him up front defensively?
Smart, tough, competitive, developing into a really good leader, versatile. You've seen him on some special teams, off the edge. Thought, he's a guy that you know exactly what you're getting from every single day, and he continues to grow and develop and get better every single day. It's the makeup that he has.
All right, thank you. We'll have players shortly.
Appreciate it. Have a great night.